I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this sword. They explained that. They said if you open up an internet tab and search something, if you open up an internet tab, it's say 2:30 it was 2:30 in the morning. She opened the internet tab, and then at 6:30 in the morning, you wake up and open the same tab and search something else. It'll come up as 4 hours earlier. They explained that. They explained that part. We're talking about the Karen Reed trial, by the way. Good morning. I at the end of the night last night, I laid down, put on the Karen Reed trial documentary. 3:30 in the morning, I finished it in entirety. So yeah, I'm up to date on the trial. It's real captivating stuff for those of you that haven't seen it. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a nice Saturday. I had a good one. I went 3-2, couple plus money hits. Really wanted the A's. That was the one I wanted at the end there.
So bad, dude.
Yeah.
That would have like not turned my night around or anything, but like I lost some props, and that would have been a huge hit at the end of the night to be like, all right, everything's all right.
Well, yeah, if I hit the A's, I would have went 4-1 with 3 plus money. It would have been a monster day. And also, my brother's in AC. That's Atlantic City for you non-New Jerseyans. He's in AC, and my brother's not really a gambler. He doesn't really bet, but he was like, I'm in AC. Give me a bet tonight, and I gave him the A's. So you want that to come through for someone that doesn't bet, and they ask you for
last night.
Yeah. He asked me for one bet. So yeah, we got it's Sunday, so we got 15 MLB games. We also have a Game 7 starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So yeah, should be a fun Sunday. Let's
Who's the Game 7?
Oklahoma City, Denver.
That's right. Okay. I couldn't remember which NBA game it was.
Yeah. Winner goes on to play Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals. The Western Conference Finals, aka the Invitational, to see who gets to play the Knicks in the NBA.
I was going to say, if Oklahoma City loses, I'm not going to be watching the NBA till the finals, because that's like the only interest I have is the Knicks and Knicks and Thunder. That's all I want to see in the finals.
Knicks versus whoever. Knicks in 6.
If Chet sent your boys home, do you understand the amount of shit talk that's going to come out of my mouth?
Well, first of all, if the Knicks lost to the Thunder, it wouldn't be fucking Chet that did it.
You say that now.
All right, let's get started. Houston on the road in Arlington. I kind of wanted to bet the Rangers last night. It was plus 113. I'm looking for the 4-0 sweep in this series. I had Rangers, Astros, Rangers, so I haven't lost a game in this series yet. I'm 3-0. Didn't bet this one, but I was eyeing up the Rangers last night. It was plus 113. Obviously, Houston has a significant pitching advantage. Framber Valdez has looked really good in his last couple starts. Can't trust the Rangers' bats. I don't see any reason to doubt Framber Valdez pitching a good game here. There's obviously between these two, between Framber Valdez and the Rangers, between these two teams. You got to incorporate that when you're talking about a long-time pitcher. But on paper, I don't think there's any reason Framber Valdez doesn't pitch a good game. But the problem is on the reason I can't get there with the Astros at the cheap price is the other side. Man, I don't really trust this Astros lineup away from home. The only reason I bet them in the second game of the series is I was getting plus 160. That's why I bet it, because I thought the price was way off. We're talking about laying juice on the road with a lineup that has not been good on the road all year. This lineup's been hitting at home. In the last 30 days, on the season, this is a bottom 5 road lineup, bottom 5 road lineup in the last 30 days, bottom 5 road lineup in the last 14 days. So I just don't trust the Astros to score runs at home. Zach Leiter's been a little shaky, but he looked great in his last start. Granted, it was against the Rockies. As much as I like the matchup for Framber, I think Jack Leiter might pitch himself a great game as well. So maybe a first 5 under, but I didn't bet this one. Frank, do you have anything for this one?
Yeah, I took the Astros money line despite the concerns you laid out, and it's really due to the pitching advantage with Framber over Leiter, as you mentioned. Like you talked about Valdez's familiarity with the Rangers. Per Baseball Savant, Valdez has a .281 xwOBA and 177 plate appearance against the Rangers, so a pretty large sample size of success. And also on top of that, I like that Josh Hader and Brian Abreu both didn't pitch last night, so they'll be available. You look at the Rangers bullpen. Luke Jackson, their closer on IL, and like it's kind of underwhelming as it is. So given the pitching advantage and bullpen advantage, I'm willing to lay a bit of juice on the Astros on the road to salvage the split here.
What do you think, Toast?
It would only be the Astros for me. I know I like Jack Leiter a lot, and I've caught some shit for him, but it's just like Frank said, I can't get past the bullpen issue for Houston. So not that like their whole super taxed or anything like that, but Luke Jackson's coming off an injury. Like you said, he's already touched on it. It's just not a unit right now that I trust, especially on top of, again, like Frank said, you have Hader, Abreu, King, and Ort all ready to go as far as the Astros are concerned in that bullpen. So it would only be the Astros for me. I actually wouldn't mind an under either. I mean, I pretty much agree with everything both of you guys said. I didn't bet it. I actually might play the first 5 under 4.5 at -115 on at BetMGM, just because I do think that Jack Leiter is going to pitch a little bit better, and Framber has been much better. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm not as I'm off center. I'm not concerned with the Rangers bullpen as you guys. It's not great, but they're gonna have Milner. They're gonna have Armstrong, who actually looked pretty good in his last 2 outings. I guess Luke Jackson is still on IL. I thought he was off of it. I'm not as concerned with the Rangers bullpen.
No, he's off. He just
hasn't pitched yet. Yeah. So, but he's available.
Correct. That's why I said, they're all available. It's just a little bit wishy-washy.
He is available. He just hasn't pitched yet. I'll just put under up. It would be under or pass. I kind of lean the other way, to be honest. I was leaning towards Texas. But all right, let's move on. Nats Orioles, this game. Oh shit, I forgot about this one. This was another win yesterday. So when the when the Nationals went up 6-0 in the top of the first of all, that was hilarious.
No, doesn't get better.
The memes and stuff that were being shared in the group were funny as hell. We have a couple diehard Orioles fans, so it was definitely a funny moment. But I live bet Orioles plus 5.5, and they won. That bet won because of the 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th. So the Orioles actually won a bet for me yesterday. Dude, if the Orioles don't win this game.
That's not the question. The question is, who is the idiots that are laying -190 to fucking see it happen?
I would only bet Orioles here.
But did you do it? That's the question.
I'm not.
You can put your name on the screen. That's one thing. But did you actually put your hard-earned money on it?
I'm not freaking psychotic, but it would only be Baltimore -1.5 here.
I agree with that, but there's no way in hell you're paying that.
No, but like, just let the record show I want to. I mean, significant pitching advantage. What if the Orioles don't win this game? I don't even know what happens. Like, this is freaking crazy. If the Orioles don't win this game, it's time to be like, okay, the Orioles are basically the White Sox and the Rockies. Like, they're on that level if they don't win this game. Frank, what do you think?
Yeah, what a disastrous season. You hate it for the Orioles, but you kind of like it in a way because they were way too conservative given they're in a contending window. Like, why not make more of a splash to add your rotation? So it serves them right to really fall flat to start the year. But as for today, like you said, I don't want to lay -190 on the Orioles. So I do think Zach Eflin will pitch well. So I ended up going with under 9.5, just because Mike Soroka's looked decent, 3.42 Sierra. Orioles last 14 games versus righties. If you look on our buddy John Legaza's spreadsheet, 311 x WOBA, which ranks 26. That's last 14 versus righties for the O's. And Eflin looked solid in his return, 2 earned runs across 5 innings. I think he'll go 6 strong here. Felix Bautista available for the O's. I mean, this is my way of trying to get to them with a strong Eflin outing. 9.5 still pretty high of a total, even though they soared over it yesterday, but given the pitching matchup. So I'll take a shot on the under.
I mean, I get it. The Orioles aren't hitting, but taking it under in this ballpark with wind blowing out of Michael Soroka is crazy. What do you think, Toast?
Sweat.
Also, well, to your point, I was on the over yesterday, and I was sweating it out until 7th or 8th inning or whatever it was. So it wasn't as easy as we all thought it was going to be for sure. It would only be Baltimore first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 120. I'm sorry, you don't have to type that, Kyle. I know that's a lot, but it's them versus a righty in good weather at home. Like I understand they haven't performed as well. I'm not betting this. There's not a chance in hell after what I watched yesterday. I just can't do it. But I mean, yeah, I don't even. It doesn't even matter. They're unbelievable how bad this Orioles team is right now. It's unbelievable.
I mean, let's not act like we haven't seen teams turn their season around, but this is. I mean, what was the Nationals record the year they won the World Series? That was bad, right? Weren't they in last place like 3 months into the year or something crazy?
I don't think they're that bad.
I don't remember.
Me neither. But the year they won it with Harper and Soto's rookie year, that year they were terrible, and I don't think they were this bad though. Braves, Red Sox. Frank, I'm basically in lockstep with you here. You're on Braves team total over. I'm on just the full game over. So go ahead.
No, they were playing well.
No, they weren't, dude. They were in last place.
Who, the Nats? Yeah.
I swear to God. All right, go ahead, Fred.
Oh, sorry. So I like Braves, like you said, over 4.5 team total here. Really just fading Brian Bale, who has a 5.05 Sierra, and the wind is blowing out at Fenway, 15 miles per hour per RotoWire. Roldis Chapman pitched over 20 pitches yesterday, so he won't be available. That's an added bonus. Really, I do like Atlanta to win this game. I just don't really trust their bullpen, so I ended up going with this angle over 4.5 team total.
Yeah, I'm on the full game over also. And appreciate the super chat. He says CLV breakdown was excellent. Can you get a whole series of those educational videos? Doing a long episode like that. It's going to be like an hour and a half long where I go through everything. So it's going to be like more of a long podcast type of thing. That'll be probably in July. So thanks. I appreciate the super chat. Toast?
It would only be Boston here for me. I think that Bayo can have some success here today, just because when I worry about Bayo, it's kind of very similar to Randy Vasquez. First thing you got to do is check the lefties in the lineup. Verdugo, Olsen, Harris, that's pretty much it. I know all these can hit from hit from both sides, but it's just for me, it's just a more of what you were going to get out of Spencer Schwellenbach, because he's being continued to be priced like he's an ace, and he hasn't really pitched like an ace lately. He has pitched like an ace lately against Washington and Cincinnati, 2 home starts, but prior to that, he really wasn't that good. And he's another one of those guys that really strong versus righty, really bad versus not bad versus lefties, but definitely struggles versus lefties compared to the right side. Duran, Devers, Abreu, David Hamilton, Abraham Toro can switch as well. I'm on Boston here today. I will be on. I did bet Boston last night. I bet Boston last night at plus 115. Excuse me. I know that Chapman and stuff went yesterday, but I expect him to go if he really wants to. I really like Bayo in a bounce back here. I'm not really a fan of what I've seen from Schwellenbach, and to be honest with you guys, I know that the Atlanta bullpen, they're going to have Iglesias, but Pierce Johnson's on 2 of the last 3 days, and they've seen other guys in the last couple of days. I like Boston here a lot actually today.
Bayo's going to get rocked.
No, he's not.
Let me channel my inner John Legeza. He doesn't induce chases. He doesn't win in the zone. He gives up a lot of hard contact. You got strong, and I'm going to put the emphasis on strong wind blowing out to right field here. Lefties should be punching this ball out of the park on both sides. That's not just specific to the Boston side. That's Atlanta as well. Like I said, Brian Bayo hasn't been very good. He's been struggling against lefty bats. He got wind blowing out to right field. Same thing goes on the other side for Schvelli. Schvelli's been a little bit vulnerable to lefty bats himself. 317 WOBA against lefties compared to 246 against righties. You know Boston can hit. I know they don't always win these games at home, but they could definitely hit. So, I mean, Schwellenbach's hard hit rate, he's giving up solid contact. So, I think he's about
to get rocked.
I'm not even disagreeing with that, but Bayo's also going to get rocked. I mean, the move here is the over. I believe this is Toast is suffering from a little bit of fake sharpitis here on Boston.
No, I just watch. I know Schvelli, and that's one thing I know about the Braves is they try to hide him at home, and when he goes out onto the road, he gets absolutely his ass beat, and that's what's going to happen today.
One thing I will say, I want to give a credit to a comment. So we both lost. Me and Toast lost with the Brewers yesterday, and someone goes, I actually want to read this comment. It was funny as hell. Hold on. Damn. Oh, here we go. He says, as long as the program exists, and I hope it is forever, there will never be a faker sharp bet than the Brewers today. I was laughing. All right, I'm on the over.
Bad bet.
You're talking about Schvellenbach's going to get rocked and then say bad bet. Pirates on the road against the...
Bale might throw a perfect game. Skeens Day! Yay!
This is an affordable price for Skeens.
It should be free. Mick Abel, Phillies can't hit righties. Easy money.
Who in the hell is Mick Abel? He sounds like a TV show character.
I didn't make it up, I swear.
Mick Abel is pitching for the Phillies. Do you like Skeens here, Toast?
I honestly, I have no idea like what to expect here. This price is all weird. I honestly, I don't really have much for this game. I mean, do I think that Skeens pitches well? Yeah, I do. As far as the price and the Phillies, I mean, it would only be Pittsburgh for me, I guess. I have no idea though. I really don't. I don't even. This Mick Abel guy's like top 50 in prospects. I mean, he's nothing even like that great. I have no idea, guys. I'm sorry.
Frank, you have anything?
Yeah, I went all fake sharp with this one. I'm on Phillies money line.
Okay.
It's because Paul Skeens, his last 3 starts, he's really looked shaky, especially with command. He's had over 15% walk rate. Skeens in
Preach! If I say it, I'm a hater. So go ahead, Frank.
Like Skeens' Sierra during this 3-start stretch, 5.33. He just hasn't been himself. Not even really striking out as many. Sub 20% strikeout rate in this stretch. I know it's a small sample and he'll probably get going, but you know, we got the Phillies much better team at home against the Pirates. I know it's Mick Abel's MLB debut, but he had an over 26% strikeout rate in AAA, sub 4 xFIP. I mean, he could do an okay start, 5 innings against the Pirates. It's a good matchup. You look at the Phillies bullpen, both Jordan Romano and speaking of Romano, he's really turned his season around. Him and Jose Alvarado both didn't pitch yesterday. They're fresh. So as long as Abel could just keep it within distance until we get to the bullpens, I think the Phillies can get it done here, especially given Skeens' command issues lately. Think about the Phillies lineup. Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, 2 guys great at walking, and they could really run Skeens' pitch count up here. Give me the Phillies at home.
I would probably, if I was to bet this game, I don't hate this bet right here. Just went and looked up the price on it.
First 5 team total over. Oh.
No, first 5 under. You don't get many first 5 under 4.5s when Skeen pitches. First of all, so this also includes the fact that the Pirates can't hit anybody. I don't care if it's Mick Abel, Mick Foley. I don't care who's pitching. The Pirates aren't going to score runs. So I think 4.5. Yeah, you pay a little bit of juice for it, but 4.5 is a big first 5 total for a Skeens game. And I know he hasn't been quite as elite the last few starts, but he's still got some of the best stuff in Major League Baseball. And so, I mean, I just think this game could be like 1-0 Phillies after 5. I would probably lean towards the Phillies side if I was betting a full game, but
same.
It's just first 5. You just said Pirates, bro.
Yeah,
well,
because
actually,
of the freaking price.
You said pass, technically. So
I'm not sure as hell not betting Paul Skeens at a fucking pick'em. I can promise you that.
Tigers, Blue Jays. Shout out to the Blue Jays yesterday. Came through for me, plus 115. That was a nice one. Nice comeback win there.
Do you still love your bet? Because I can get a way better number right now. I'm thinking about putting a full unit on it.
I don't understand. Well, I don't understand the argument against it. This is happening the last 3 days now. Market moved against me here. I like this bet a lot. This is probably my favorite bet of the day. Tigers team total over 4.5. First of all, Berrios struggles against left-handed bats. That's no secret. That's not new. Struggles against left-handed bats. The Detroit lineup is loaded with lefties. So if you look at Barrios' numbers here, 363 WOBA, a 179 whip. 179 whip against lefties. That's almost 2 base runners an inning against lefties. So Barrios, vulnerable against lefty bats. Pirates are loaded with lefties. Pirates have also been a top 5 lineup across the board. In the last 30 days, the Pirates are 4th in WRC plus overall, 2nd on the road. This is the 2nd best road lineup in baseball. 5th against righties. So the Pirates against right-handed pitching, top 5
Tigers.
lineup.
The Tigers.
The Tigers. Did I say Pirates?
Like 5 times. I tried to let it go.
Tigers. The Tigers are a top 5 lineup across the board here in this spot. On the road against lefties overall. Lineup's great. Loaded with lefties. They should get to Barrios. And if they do, the Blue Jays might have some problems later in this game. Now, Hoffman and Garcia pitched yesterday. They will be available because they were rested. So if this is how we lose this bet. If Barrios goes 7 and the Blue Jays have a lead late and they could just put Garcia and Hoffman in to close the game out, that's how we lose. If for whatever reason Barrios is only able to go 5 innings in this, which I think is very possible, if Barrios only goes 5, I don't know who is coming in for, I'll pull it up on the screen so everyone can see it. I don't know who is coming in for the Blue Jays. I'm going to show you guys their bullpen situation here. So here is Toronto's bullpen right here. So you can see, yes, Garcia and Hoffman, they're going to be available. They pitched yesterday, but they'll be available. But there's going to be no Chad Green, no Brandon Little, no Yariel Rodriguez. So if Barrios comes out after 5, you're going to see these guys. You're going to see Arena. You're going to see Braden Fisher, whoever the hell that is. You're going to see Mason Fluharty. So the Tigers get Jose Barrios out of the game in 5, and then there's a big window against some really bad arms. Tiger, this is my favorite bet of the day. Market moved against me. I don't get it. They think Barrios is going to deal. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah,
Frank, what do you think?
So for this one, I like the Blue Jays over team total, over 4.5. It's just really fading Jackson Jobe. He's not been impressive. 5.2 Sierra. Tigers bullpen, they used Will Vest and Bull Brisky yesterday, so there's a chance they won't be available. And really comes down to that the Blue Jays lineup has been a lot better lately. Last 14 days, 360 x WOBA. So for those that know, that refers to their quality of contact, so they're hitting the ball harder. And that ranks 4th in MLB during that 14-day stretch. So give me the Blue Jays to get 5 or more runs in this one at plus money.
Toast?
Dude, I'm so confused.
Yeah, what's the number at now? I don't understand how it moved against me. I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, it's still 4.5 on some, but I can get 3.5 minus 140.
Oh, it's minus 150 on the book I got.
Which is like, I mean, still, it's essentially this kind of the same bet, but not.
It didn't move that much.
I don't know. I just feel like that they're hanging that 8.5 out there, and they just don't really care. I just can't figure it out. You can put up the over for me. I might end up playing the Tigers team total with you at 3.5, but you can put the over up for me because, like Frank said, it's not like the Detroit bullpen neither one of these bullpens are in great situations right now. I mean, you mentioned the Toronto bullpen, and is like Frank said, Best blew a save yesterday, so maybe he's available, maybe he's not. But I mean, they're used Tommy, but Bo Briss is back-to-back days, Hanafy's back-to-back days. They saw Holton yesterday as well. So neither one of these teams are in a good situation coming in late. Doesn't mean they're just going to get absolutely throttled. But I'll probably end up jumping on Detroit just because I know I'm going to get a 9 full at bats. But yeah, that's about. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean the combination of everything you said here, just take the over.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Rays Marlins. Toast. Toast has a first 5 bet in this one. You're with the fish, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm all over Cal. Go see Cal. All right, hey now.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. You would think. And then it's like, oh, everybody wants to talk shit about Cal, and I get it, and that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, if you take a look at the teams that he's faced, especially over the last couple of weeks, you're like, damn, it's no wonder you don't really have great numbers. On the road at Philadelphia, on the road at Seattle, on the road at the Dodgers, at home against the Dodgers, on the road at Chicago. So I just have this hard time believing that Cal is actually pitching as bad as everybody makes him out to seem. I think he's been one of the starting pitchers in this league that's absolutely been tested every single time he goes out there. I mean, even on the road in Seattle, I mean, that at the time, Seattle and still, I mean, they were one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball. Like, he's had no breaks. And now he gets to see this Rays team that I don't even really think is that great in the first place. I know that they got Diaz and Lau back, and obviously that offense is going to be fine, but they lost Simpson yesterday, who's their speedy guy. I mean, now that's going to be what Taylor Wall is playing. I mean, whatever. It's just, for me, I just don't understand this price. I don't think that the Rays should be this big of favorites against anybody. I don't want to deal with the Miami bullpen in any way, shape, or form. I understand that they're rested and ready to go. It doesn't really matter to me. If they can't get a couple off of Baz, who hasn't been good so far in his last 3 or 4 starts, Philadelphia, Toronto, and Kansas City, the San Diego start was okay, got blown up by New York. So I just think this is a really good spot for the Fish to save some face here today. So I got them at whatever it was, plus 130, plus 140, something like that. But I don't want anything to do with this bullpen at all. But I do think that they can come out strong here today.
Here's my thing. If I don't necessarily disagree if you think Cal Quantrill can pitch well. In fact, I don't even hate that. If there was ever a spot for him to pitch well at home against this Rays lineup, I hate this Rays lineup. I hate them. I don't know how you count on the Fish bats to get to Baz. And I actually think Frank has a Shane Baz bet, right?
Yeah, so I have Shane Baz over 5.5 strikeouts. I just feel like despite Baz's struggles recently, this is a get-right spot. We saw that work out for Drew Rasmussen yesterday. He went 6 shutout innings, coming in struggling in his last couple starts. You know, Baz has a over 25% strikeout rate on the year. He's shown a high ceiling with 2 starts at 10 or more strikeouts. Marlins last 14 versus righties, ranked 23rd in strikeout rate. You know, pitching in this pitcher-friendly environment in Miami, I think Baz gets to 6 or more Ks. But I don't hate the call on Toast on the first 5 money line. You know, there's the value there. Like you guys said, the Rays are kind of meh, especially on offense. So I get the value, but I think Baz gets to 6 or more Ks.
There's been a button request for Toast Marlins pick.
These messages were brought to you by Fake Sharp Incorporated.
I don't like the first 5 money line. I'd be more inclined to take a Rays team total under. That's where I'd go with this. Rays team total under. Fade the Rays back. I think that lineup sucks, but I'm not betting that.
They do suck.
Cleveland on the road in Cincinnati. I got a weird one here. Let me go first. Guys,
shoot.
If you're
these bets are fucking.
If you're tailing this, please bet responsibly.
It's becoming an epidemic on this show, Frank.
Sue me for having fun. So, and that's honestly, that's what happens when I don't have. Where's the poll go? 1 second. That's what happens when I don't have the midnight show. I didn't realize like how much I rely on.
I texted you.
No, I know, but I'm saying I didn't realize how much I rely. Dude, I was deep into the Karen Reed trial when you asked me that. Like I was on episode 2.
It was funny because you were on speaker because I was walking around and my wife goes, "Is he okay?" I go, "He's just busy." Yeah,
I'm on the.
I didn't know you were watching that.
I was into episode 2, and at the time I thought that's when I still thought she was innocent. So I was just like all over the place at the time. So anyway, no, I don't realize how much I rely on a midnight show because I was trying to get some bets down, and I was like, I rely on you talking. That's where I decipher things while you talk. All right, so I bet this half unit. Be responsible. The bet is. Where is the bet? Hold on. Where is the bet? 1 second. Let me find it. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's at the end. I'm sorry. 1 second. It's all the way at the end. I have a graphic for it. Boom. Cincinnati first 5, Cleveland full game, double result plus 744. So I guess I have to break this into 2 parts. Why do I like Cincinnati in the first 5? Because Abbott's been freaking awesome this year, and Cleveland can't hit lefties. It's that simple, and if you need proof, I'll show it to you. So Abbott's been excellent. Here's Cleveland against lefties. Last 30 days, this is one of the worst lineups in baseball against left-handed pitching. And Abbott's been freaking. I hate how you can't see this.
Show them the names though too.
So here's Abbott's been freaking untouchable. 6 innings, 1 earned run. Yes, the White Sox. 5 shutout against the Braves. The Cardinals, who have been killing lefties, they got some base runners. Couldn't get a run across on Abbott. Abbott's been great. Yes, he pitched against some questionable lineups, but he's been great. Cleveland didn't get to Ranger Suarez, Rodon, Cole Reagans, who Toast says sucks, Bubic, Tyler Anderson. I mean,
he's pitching better. I'll give him credit.
Yeah, so Cleveland, yes, they've seen some better lefties, and yes, Abbott's seen some questionable competition, but I don't trust Cleveland against lefties, and I trust Abbott. Don't trust Louis Ortiz. Just need the Reds to be up 2-0 here after 5. And the reason I'm on Cleveland full game is what I'm assuming Toast wants to talk to you about.
Yep.
1 second. Let's get that up right here. Look no farther than the Reds bullpen, which is a crime scene. So if you're betting the Reds, cash out after the first 5, man, because it's going to get bad for you late in the game. Here's the Reds bullpen.
Oof.
You're most likely going to have no Pagan,
That's right, Frank.
no Sentien, no Ashcraft. Oh, you're going to throw Taylor Rogers out there. He had a day off, but he's pitched 2 of the last 3. Maybe I'll see Luis May. Won't see. I mean, Abbott better go 7. That's all I'm saying.
And you're asking a lot out of him to do that because he threw 96 pitches his last time out. He hadn't thrown over 95 pitches before that in probably 2 years. So
yeah, this is not like a bet for fun. I actually posted this on the website as a half unit bet. It's a real one of my picks, but it's just bet responsibly. Frank, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like that. It's creative there, and with the Reds bullpen issues. But for my pick, Luis Ortiz over 5.5 strikeouts. Ortiz has a strikeout rate over 26% and a 12.8 swinging strike rate. Ortiz has shown a high ceiling this year. He's got 4 starts with 8 or more Ks, and the Reds' last 14 versus righties, 24.6 strikeout rate, which ranks 25th. We just saw Slade Ciccone get 8 Ks in 5 innings against these Reds. So give me Ortiz over 5.5 here.
Toast, I guess you're on Cleveland, judging by what you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. This price makes no sense to me. And you guys kind of all touched on everything I wanted to say, but I don't really think that Ortiz has been bad. His 1 start in Washington on the road, it was like a really hot day. It's whatever. I mean, everybody has bad starts. But besides that, I mean, he gave up 4 to the Yankees. But all these mid-level lineups that he's faced so far this year, he's pitched fine against, on top of the fact he faced Cincinnati twice last year, went 12 innings, only gave up 1 run against this team. So one of them was at home and one of those starts was on the road. So, I mean, I have a hard time believing he's really worried walking into the Great American Small Park today. And as far as Abbott is concerned, yes, he has pitched well, but against who? And again, I really like Andrew Abbott. I mean, I've went to bat for him. Me and Beaver used to fight over this guy all the time because Beaver said he sucked, and I liked him.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of good stuff going on around Andrew Abbott. But so this isn't me just thinking that he sucks, but I just don't really feel like he's pitched against very good competition so far. The St. Louis start looks somewhat okay, but again, Kyle mentioned who he started against, and then the bullpen situation. So I have a Cleveland team that, I mean, yes, against lefties, they're nothing great, but I mean, at best, sooner or later, those numbers are going to go up, I also think, as well. So, again, Ranger Suarez, off of one of his worst starts in a long time, he pitched well. The Newcomb thing was 1 inning. Who cares? Rodon has been very good. Cole Reagans, Bubic, been both very good. Reagans, again, they got to Kyle Anderson, or got a couple runs off of Tyler Anderson and Hart. As long as they're within a run or two in 6th, 7th, 8th inning of this game, or 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning of this game, I think we're going to be live. So, yeah, Cleveland on the money line. I think I got him at plus 115.
All right. Next up is Minnesota against the Brewers. Man, what?
I'm not even speaking on this game.
Let's let Frank have it. What are your thoughts, Frank?
All right, so Zebby Matthews, Twins prospect, has been recalled for this start, and I like Matthews under 1.5 walks. It was at plus money last I checked, and that's a great price on a guy who had a walk rate below 2% in the minors last year. He's got elite command. For context, that's like better than what George Kirby at his best did. So Matthews this year in the minors is still, it's not as good, but 6.7% walk rate, which is still above average. So given the fact that it's plus money, I got to go Matthews under 1.5. But in terms of sides, like the Twins are on fire. This is interesting. Freddie Peralta on the other mound, they're plus 130. Given how Minnesota has been playing, I could see value in them as well. But my pick is Matthews under 1.5 walks.
Toast, you like fastball Freddie here?
It doesn't matter if fastball Freddie. The Brewers can't score. This is a absolute joke. I mean, to take out the game against Cleveland where they scored 9 runs, we still don't know how that happened. It's 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 4, 3, 1, 4, their last 11 games. It's just an absolute joke. So the idea that they're just going to start scoring some runs today against Zevy Matthews, who I like as a prospect, obviously Franks likes him a little bit because he's going to play him under walks. So this makes absolutely no sense. It would only be Minnesota or pass at this number. This number is absolutely ridiculous for the way that this Brewers team is playing right now. We tried to be fake sharp yesterday and take the Brewers in a decent spot, and they got absolutely shit on. Like, they didn't even score a run. And again, I get it, Pablo Lopez, and Pablo Lopez can pitch well, but that was an absolute joke. There's no chance in hell I would lay minus 170 with it. This is like the Brewer. This is like Baltimore yesterday. Oh, this has got to be the right spot. This has got to be the get right spot, guys. They fired their manager. It's all good. It's sunny. And then look what happened. Like this, it feels the exact same way to me. It would only be Minnesota. I'm not touching this game.
Yeah, Brewers are going to win this game, but I'm not betting it.
Yeah.
No, the Brewers will win this one.
He's good.
Next up, Cardinals on the road in Kansas City. I have a bet in this one.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah, I lost my ass on CLV though. Like fucking really bad. Jesus. Now that I look at it.
Shit. Did I? I want to look.
What'd you bet?
I'm on the under.
No, I don't care about that.
Well, I don't care about your bet. Oh, 1.2% CLV. Read them and weep.
I got like -7, I think.
Oh, wow. Maybe you should try being sharp.
Yeah. I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to let it go.
Maybe we should try being sharp for a change. Go ahead.
Yeah. All that CLV you got from that Tigers team total is awesome. I'm on the Royals here. I don't understand why they're plus 100 now. To be honest, I got them at like a pick them at like minus 112 or something like that. But I guess I don't really understand why.
Because Liberatore been a beast.
I guess. Yeah. I see a Kansas City team at home with Michael Wacha on the mound that I continue to trust, going back 2-3 years now. He consistently goes out there and gives you 5-6 innings of 1 or 2 run baseball. And then on top of that, he's got a fully rested Kansas City bullpen behind him. I get that the Royals can't score, but I mean, I do think that St. Louis's offense is a little bit overvalued at times. I know that Herrera coming back is really big for them. I think he's one of the better catchers in baseball. But at the same time, this Royals team continues to find ways to win. I know that they've lost 4 games in a row now, but I do think this is a really good spot for them to get back on the horse with Wacha and a rested bullpen behind him. So, yeah, I did play them. Obviously, I lost my ass in CLV, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, I'm on board with Wacha pitching well. I like that, obviously. I'm sitting here on an under. You got wind blowing in from right field. I like that. Liberatore's been a beast, and the Royals can't hit lefties. In fact, they're a bottom 5 lineup in baseball against lefties this year. It's just not a lineup that scares me. They strike out a ton. The last 7 lefty starters they've seen, they have a chase rate over 32%. Liberatore should strike some guys out in this one. Not to mention, like I said, he's been really, really good. Just went on the road to Philly and pitched a good game into the 6th inning. So I like both starting pitchers to deal here. Both bullpens are in good shape. Wind blowing in. Just seems like an under game across the board for me. Market likes my bet here. I got show you exactly what happened. Oh, shit. So I got an under 8.5 at -115 on BetMGM. It's down to 8 -102. So it's I market likes my bet in this one. Under. What do you think, Frank?
Yeah, I'm with you guys, and I'm on Matthew Liberatore under 2.5 earned runs. Like you said, Liberatore's been rolling. Royals ranked 27th in WRC plus against lefties. And really, Liberatore, his last 6 games, he's gone under 2.5 earned runs. So I'm going to roll with this streaky pitcher, 6 in a row under this number. Royals aren't a matchup to fear. Let's go with it.
Yeah, I like it.
I just added another half unit to the Royals at plus 100.
You really like the Royals, huh?
No, it's just one of those. It's again, that's just what I do. When I feel the price is wrong, and I'm gonna So instead of being 7.75 units, now I'm 1.25 units deep. I'll be all right.
I'll be all right. I'll get through this. White Sox. I mean, Frank, you want to talk about it? I'm good.
Yeah, so I went first 5 under. White Sox Cubs 4.5. The wind is blowing in at Wrigley, according to RotoWire. Jonathan Cannon, the White Sox have been solid lately. He's allowed a combined 4 earned runs in his last 3 starts, which is an 18-inning stretch. And Colin Ray has been good for the Cubs as well. He's given up 2 earned runs or fewer in 5 of his last 6 outings. So with the wind blowing in, I'll take under 4.5 first 5.
Toast.
I'm not going to do it, but I kind of want to play the White Sox. I'm not going to do it. I just feel like the Cubs have gotten pretty lucky the last couple of days, scored 20 runs with the wind blowing out. But previous to that, it's like their offense was kind of super hit or miss. So obviously the White Sox being in town is going to help everybody's offense. I get that. But it would only be the White Sox at this price, just because, like Frank said, Jonathan Cannon's been like really good for them. Like I know, it's one of those situations where no one really thinks about it. So let me double check this bullpen situation. Is Boozer good? Boozer, Wilson. You can put the White Sox up for me. I don't think I probably end up betting it. I actually wouldn't hate a White Sox first 5, to be honest with you guys. But again, I'm just spitballing now.
It would only be under or pass for me. The wind has changed here at Wrigley. It went from blowing out to now blowing in, so it's down to 8. Yeah, it would only be under. Cannon's been pretty good, like they were talking about. Athletics on the road at San Francisco. Wanted this one last night, man.
That's the only thing the thing that sucked about this is that when you bet a dog, a plus 140 dog or whatever, and they hold the other team to 1 run, like you usually are in a good
0
spot.
runs technically. 0 runs in regulation. So, as you guys know, we had the A's last night, plus 130, fell short in extra innings. Mason Miller walks in the losing run, but he was excellent, though. He came in the bottom of the 10th with a runner on second and was 1 pitch away from getting out of it, too. So, Mason Miller was great. That being said, I don't understand the price here. It made sense yesterday with Severino. Now it shifts towards the A's with Jeffrey Springs against Verlander. I don't really understand that. What's with the I don't understand. What am I missing here?
What are you trying?
Well, yesterday it was plus 130 with freaking Severino. Now it's plus 120 with Jeffrey Springs. Shouldn't it be like plus 145?
I mean, I don't know. Jeffrey Springs has pitched pretty damn well his last 3 or 4 starts. Let me double check to make sure I'm not crazy for that, but I'm pretty sure I know he looked good against the Dodgers. Yeah, look good against the Dodgers, look good on the road in Texas, look good at home against Seattle, excuse me. So, I mean, again, he's nothing to write home about. I know this is going to be crazy, but I'm on Oakland team total over 3.5 at minus 125 here today. First and foremost, you always got to check the weather in San Francisco. It's going to be 60 degrees, 15, 16 mile an hour winds blowing out. That's first and foremost. Second of all, not that the San Francisco bullpen is in any trouble, but they used Duvall's on back-to-back days. They saw Ryan Walker yesterday, so I do think that helps. But I'm getting an Oakland offense that I will give you hasn't been as dominant versus right-handed pitching as they were like a month ago. But regardless, they're still like a top 10 team-ish versus right-handed pitching on the year, total on the year, excuse me. And they've also been able to do it on the road. Not that I'm like, this isn't like me being like, oh, I was looking to fade Verlander. He sucks, yada, yada, yada. That's not it. I mean, he's been somewhat decent after a couple rough starts, but my issue is that he's really not good against lefties and or righties. That doesn't really bother me, but my issue is I think this is a really good spot to buy low on these Oakland bats, because if you take a look at the right-handed starters that they have faced, I mean, it's kind of some good ones. Logan Webb, Yamamoto, Brian Rue, Bryce Miller, Emerson Hancock, who's been pitching pretty damn well today. London Knack, they got to London Knack, and he just got a job starting for the Dodgers now. So, the full-time starter. So I do think that seeing Justin Verlander is a little bit of a step down in competition for them. So, and we're going to have, like I said, 9 full at bats here. So that's what I did. I actually kind of like this one a lot. I think that nobody's going to want to go back to Oakland after what they saw yesterday. And I think they put up some runs today.
I kind of like it. Not going to lie. Like you said, 9 full at bats. Coming off a day where they were blanked by Landon Rupp, no one going to want to play on those bats. But you're right, they have been pretty good. I am not buying the recent Jeffrey Springs success though. So I
just wanted to say it. That's why I'm not on the money line either. Trust me, I get it.
This bet worked for me the first game of the series. It would only be over or pass, but I'm not betting it. Like I said yesterday, I don't really trust the wind reports in this ballpark. Wind blowing out doesn't necessarily mean it helps.
Yeah.
So it over or pass, but I'm not betting this one. Frank?
Yeah, so I got my bet here, and then I got some news to break after I tell you who I'm on. So Jeffrey Springs under 2.5 earned runs. It's really just because it looks like he's starting to get on track. Like you guys said, last 3 starts were quite good. 1 earned run against the Dodgers, 2 earned runs against the Mariners, 0 against the Rangers. And remember, like Springs was pretty touted, before he got injured, and then the A's traded for him. They gave up Joe Boyle with the Rays. Maybe Springs finally getting it going, and he's a lot better away from that bandbox in Sacramento. So I'm going to ride with Springs to go under 2.5 earned runs for the 4th straight start. As for the news, Jose Alvarado suspended 80 games for PED. Damn. Wow.
Hold on. No, pause the show.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
No way.
Oh,
brutal.
My God.
You absolutely hate to see it. It couldn't happen to a nicer city. It couldn't happen to a nicer. My heart goes out to the good people of Philadelphia. Wow.
So that means the Romano's your closer. That's the situation, because you can't.
What's the price on Mets to win the NL East right now? City sucks. Bunch of cheating ass.
Yo.
Can't be cheating, Phillies. You can't do that. You can't do that, Phillies.
Alvarado.
Just glancing at a Mets price to win the NL East. That's all I'm doing. Just glancing at it. Let's see. Divisions.
Mr. Dombrowski, you're going to have
minus
to
120?
find something. Oh, my. The Mets?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, they're only a game and a half up right now.
Well, I mean,
but with
that news, yeah.
With no Alvarado, but I mean, like the Braves, I'm taking it. Oh, what a nice! It's such a nice morning.
That's wild. Thanks for breaking that, Frank. That's
wild.
No
problem. Damn. Jordan Romano, full-time closer. If you picked them up in fantasy, you're smiling right now.
All right, let's. Oh, that's right. I should probably do that. Hold on. I'm gonna go pick him up in fantasy. Go take it, Frank.
Yeah,
I want to pick up Hayden Birdsong too.
I'm not. Don't want Birdsong. No, that is not a good one, Frank.
You don't like him?
He sucks.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know, Frank. He doesn't.
He's terrible, dude.
I think. He's.
It's okay, Frank.
Signs.
They don't know. They don't know. Well, the next game up while Kyle's doing that is
freaking picked him up. Rockies Diamondbacks in the desert. These motherfuckers are so fast, man. My friends from high school just have too much time in their freaking hands.
Damn. Typical Rockies. I play on them versus Corbin Burns, and then they score 15 runs against that Gallen, which it just makes so much sense. I don't know what to do in this one. I still think, and it doesn't matter really like who's pitching, but I still think that the price for Arizona is just absolutely ridiculous. And if Dollander is starting to come around and learn how to pitch in the major leagues. It might not be today just because of how good Arizona is, and especially versus right-handed pitching, and they're at home. But I can see some value coming on Dollander coming sooner or later in the future. Again, today maybe not the spot to bet on him versus Arizona, one of the better teams versus
Toast under. Dollander's been the man. No one realizes it yet. He's a prospect. He's pitching well. They just scored 1 billion runs yesterday. No one's thinking under. Merrill Kelly's a beast at home. The Rockies can't hit. Coming off the 30-run game yesterday, it's going to be 3-0 Arizona.
My issue with that, I won't lie, I did kind of glance at that, especially when the 9 hit. My issue is that Dollander doesn't go deep into games at all, and the Rockies bullpen is not taxed to oblivion, but they all were used yesterday and used heavy workloads yesterday. So
you shouldn't live your life scared, Toast. You shouldn't live your life scared.
No, it's called logic. But I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't surprise me if we had like a 3 or 4-1 game going into like the 6th or 7th inning and Arizona hit a couple bombs. So again, I'm not betting it. I don't hate the under. I did look at it myself because of 9. Just Dollander not going deep into games in the Rockies bullpen. That's what kind of screwed me, because we've seen this Arizona team put up 10 runs. I mean, the last 10 games that they've played, 12, 8, 8, 6, 2, 1, 3, 11, 5. I mean, so they're capable of doing that. So I guess don't even put up a pick for me. I have no idea.
I'm under a pass. What do you think, Frank? Don't you agree with the under, first of all?
Me, yeah. My pick rides with the under too, goes along with what you're saying. It's Merrill Kelly, over 5.5 strikeouts. He's been really good lately. 7 innings, 8 Ks his last outing. Prior to that, 6 1/3, 6 Ks. I think he's going to just shut down the Rockies today. Rockies ranked 29th in K rate versus righties. I'm just going to ride with Kelly here. It's gone up to 6.5, this number. So if you could find a juice that over 5.5, I'd be willing to take it. I think Kelly shoves today and has a good outing.
Someone said Kyle over unders in Arizona. I think that curse is done, right, Toast? Isn't that over with? Because I remember the last one I bet was in the Dodgers, and I had over 9, and it hit in the 2nd inning. So I think
Did you actually bet it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then you're good now.
I think the curse is over. I think I feel like I'm a sniper.
It's been lifted. It has been lifted.
I'm a sniper in this ballpark now.
If this game ends 4-1, this game ends 4-1, Kyle is absolutely back. There's no question as far as totals in that ballpark. 100% back. Might be a bet on better as far as totals in Arizona.
Why is that the poll coming up? Hold on. That's weird. I don't know why the poll's coming up. I'll have to fix that. But anyway. The next game is Angels-Dodgers.
Yo, another team. Shout out to the Snakes and the Dodgers yesterday for both losing, to not have my Padres didn't have to worry about a diddly poo.
Frank, why don't you go first on this one?
Sure. So here I'm on Tony Gonsolin, over 5.5 strikeouts. Gonsolin's shown a high ceiling. In his 2 starts against the Marlins, he had 8 Ks and 9 Ks. All we need is 6 here. I know he didn't get many Ks in his last outing, Gonsolin, but that was a tough spot against a D-backs lineup that doesn't strike out. Today he's got the Angels, who rank 30th in strikeout rate versus righties. So give me Gonsolin over 5.5.
I mean, just copy and paste what I said yesterday. I said, I guess Dodgers -1.5 for best. I have no idea. The Dodgers have smoked left-handed pitching. They should win this game 15-1. But like, they lost yesterday. I don't freaking know.
Yeah, I lost on them yesterday.
I mean, they lost yesterday, and how many runs did they score? 10. So that's just crazy.
I mean, yesterday I said the same thing. Like Dodgers -1.5. I don't know.
It would be. Hold on, let me get the number on it because I gotta find it. Dodgers first 5 team total over 2.5 -125. Just getting Kikuchi, especially Kikuchi on the road, really bad. His last 4 starts on the road: San Diego, 6 innings, 4 runs; Minnesota, 2 innings, 4 runs; Texas, they can't hit, 6 innings, 1 run; at Tampa Bay, 6 innings, 4 runs. So he's just been absolutely, really not the same pitcher on the road. Not to mention the fact that as we know, the Dodgers absolutely kill left-handed pitching. Yes, Jeffrey Springs pitched really well against them, but Prior to that, they had absolutely killed Erod, Falter, Matthew Boyd, Imanaga, Boyd again, Gore, Sanchez. Maybe they didn't kill Gore, but regardless, they're scoring runs on these guys. So I especially after getting embarrassed yesterday, I don't mind the full game team total over either, whatever you like. But Dodgers to score a whole bunch of runs today.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't.
Matter of fact, check.
I don't want to bet that.
I'm sorry. I want the full game team total. Dodgers team total over 5.5. I forgot to look at the Angels bullpen, who is taxed.
Dude, maybe we should just bet Dodgers -1.5. What are we doing?
Just go right back to the cat.
Well, no, we're not right back to it. I didn't bet it yesterday, so right back to the
I know
cat.
It's been a couple of years since I've backed the cat, but yeah.
I don't care about the cat. The Dodgers might score 15 runs in this game. I'm betting this. I'm betting Dodgers -1.5.
Let me double check this Dodgers bullpen.
You can get a -115 on Hard Rock, -118 on FanDuel. Yeah,
I think I might do a half each. Do a little halfy.
I mean, I don't hate the 5.5, but I'm just gonna lay the -1.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go halfy. You ever go halfy, Frank?
Yeah, I like it.
I'm messing with you.
All right, Dodgers -1.5. I'm in. -115.
Like,
yeah, I mean, dude, there's no way. There's just no way.
If not, we can all just point and laugh at the Dodgers.
yeah, Gonsolin should have a quality outing, and then Dodgers back. Kikuchi hasn't been good this year, not himself.
Mariners Padres. We were saying we kind of like the Mariners yesterday. We should have bet that shit.
I agree. We should have bet the Mariners the last two nights at these prices.
I know. Yeah,
that's like the big screw up.
You know what it's been? I just don't know. Well, now I know these two, but up to this point, I haven't really been familiar with like the pitching matchups in this series. It was like a guy named Tyler Kolek, and like also plays for the Knicks. Brian Wu, Michael King. I know this pitching matchup. Toast, tell us about the Padres.
I did Padres first 5 money line at -130. I think it's about 140 now or ish. I would still do that. But I'm getting this Padres team at home on a Sunday it's a spot that I like to play them, not to mention the fact that I get Michael King coming on the mound, who after a somewhat, it's a decent performance for him. 5 2/3 though. He usually like to see him work a little bit deeper into the games, but I do think that we have a little bit of a pitching advantage just because I know that seeing Brian Wu on the other side is like not necessarily an automatic fate. He's very, very good. One of my favorite pitchers, but he's also not really the same pitcher at home as he is on the road. And not to mention his road starts. San Francisco got to him. Toronto was all right. He went 7 innings in that one. But Boston, Texas, Oakland, the Oakland one wasn't really good at all. I just feel like some of his numbers are a little bit inflated, especially because of the really good starts like at Texas and then like at home against New York and stuff like that. So, he's really done really well. 20 total innings or something like that versus Texas and some other bad team. So my point is I do think that Brian Rue's really good, but I think this is a better spot for the Padres offense to get to him after they've been kind of somewhat dormant. So I know that the Mariners have been pretty decent versus right-handed pitching, but at the same time, who are they facing? Stephen Kolek, Will Warren, Clark Schmidt, Bowden Francis, Kevin Gausman's good, Gunnar Hoglund, Severino. So it's not like they're seeing like the who's who. So I like the Padres to come out early after getting kind of embarrassed the last couple of days, put up a couple runs for Michael King, and to get this win. The reason that I'm not doing the bullpen, one is the Padres bullpen isn't pitching very well yet lately, and I don't know. I'm not even saying this because the Padres lost yesterday. I had no skin in the game, but I don't understand. And I know we talked about it after. I still don't understand why Schultz used Jacob in the 8th out of the 9th. I still don't.
Same thing.
I don't get that. I know that he has his reasons and whatnot, and I'm pretty sure they just made Suarez unavailable. He would never say that in the media, but that's the only thing that makes sense because everybody else had been used yesterday. So with whatever's going on in the Padres bullpen, I don't want to deal with it right now, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys. So that's why I left it to the first 5.
You trust the Padres to hit Wu, though? I fuck with Wu, man.
I fuck with Wu too. I just don't fuck with him on the road, and the Padres have been embarrassed twice in a row at home. I just feel like this is a really good spot for their offense. I could be wrong. It's not. I'm not trying. This isn't me thinking that Wu's going to get blown up. Right. I think the Padres win the first 5 like 2-0 or 2-1, something like that.
I mean, I don't hate the bet, and I actually think Frank has a Michael King bet here.
Yeah, before I get into it though, I was tilting on that. I had Mariners under 3.5 full game, and I'm like, why did they not bring in Robert Suarez? He hasn't pitched in 2 days. You want to keep the lead with the deficit within 1, and then I lose in the 9th. Anyway, I'm on Michael King over 6.5 strikeouts, 7+ Ks in 4 of his last 5 home starts for Michael King. The one time he missed, he got 6, so he's going to be right there. King has a high ceiling. He's got 3 outings with 8 or more strikeouts with a season high of 11. We just saw Nick Pivetta shut down the Mariners over 6 innings with 7 Ks. Last I checked, this was only -110. We've seen King priced, sometimes at 7.5 with strikeouts. So I like getting him here at over 6.5 at a reasonable price. Mariners striking out a lot less than last year, but last year they were among the worst teams, and they have pretty much the same hitters, so that might even out as the season goes along. So give me King over 6.5.
I guess I like the Padres. I mean, there is wind blowing out to right field, which should help those lefties in the Padres lineup against Wu. Maybe a Padres home run or 2, but I like both pitchers. I like both bullpens. I don't really trust either lineup, even though I know the offensive numbers on the season look pretty good. Neither lineup particularly jumps off the page right now. So I think in a vacuum, I like an under type of game. But with the wind blowing out, especially coming off a game where the Padres didn't do shit, they were kind of embarrassed. I guess I would lean towards the Padres to grab a win here. I'm not paying -145 to see it, but I guess I would lean towards the San Diego side. Sunday Night Baseball. Subway.
Do you know how excited I am to know that I'm going to be at Sunday Night Baseball next week?
Yeah, that's going to be
I'm so excited.
Mets Dodgers too. That's going to be
that's it.
The only thing that sucks is I thought we were going to get Yamamoto versus Senga, and it's going to be Senga versus Knack. Which kind of sucks.
Mets money line. Peterson, Fried. I looked at this one. I still don't know what I want to do.
Dude, I don't know what how is there again? I lose bets every day. I'm not worried about that. I just don't understand how there's been like no runs in this series. Like the Yankees got like 1 or 2 innings, and then there's been like nothing. Like I've watched every pitch of these last 2 games. I don't know. It's sooner or later the Mets are going to score 15 runs. Like it just doesn't make sense how this team can looks.
We haven't seen many runs in this series. We've got Peterson versus Max Fried, 2 pitchers that have been great. One that might be a Cy Young candidate, and they got the total at 9. Heavy wind blowing out. Heavy wind.
Like I feel stupid wanting to bet the over again. Like I feel stupid.
Heavy wind blowing out to the Yankee Stadium right field porch. A pop fly is going out to right field today. I think we see runs. What do you think, Frank?
Yeah, great point about the wind blowing out. I ended up going with Max Fried over 17.5 outs because if you go on DraftKings, when they have outs recorded, they have over under, and then they have just like multiple options you could take. And over 17.5 was only -130 if you went there. And Fried's always priced at 18.5. You look at Fried, he consistently pitches deep into games. He's gone 6 or more innings in 6 of his last 7 plus innings in 4 of those starts. Good thing about this is even if, he gives up a couple home runs, we know how Fried can eat innings. We could still hit it if it turns into high scoring. So I'm going to take Fried 6+ innings, but I like your call on the over here with the win. That number looks telling at 9, given the pitching matchup.
I was kind of looking Mets team total over.
You took the words out of my freaking mouth, dude.
Let's see what number that's at.
1.5 minus. No, maybe it's 2.5 plus money.
No, 3.5. You get a Mets team total 3.5 in Yankee Stadium with the wind blowing out.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, minus 125 on ESPN bet. Sign me up. Let's go.
Let's do it, Toast. I'm in. I got minus 125 on DraftKings too.
And again, they talked about the weather and stuff. This isn't, again, I hope it doesn't come off as us just trying to like fade Max Fried. I think Kyle said it just earlier that he's like a Cy Young contender. He's been that good. But the Mets have also seen some pretty decent lefties as well. Rodon, Boyd, Christopher Sanchez and whatnot, and Framber, and the Mets on the year versus left-handed pitching, 4th in baseball in WRC plus, OPS, and WOBA and whatnot like that. So the last 14 days, it's definitely came down. But like I said, they've seen some of the good starters. Obviously, Fried's one of those starters as well. But at 3.5 with a full 9 at bats with the Yankees bullpen that, I mean, can really be hit or miss at times too. I mean, again, this isn't like me trying to shit on the Yankees, but I don't really know what to, I mean, Luke Weaver, yeah, you're good with me. And I think that Devin Williams is an 8 ERA or whatever the number is right now after yesterday's or 2 days ago's decent outing? No. But Fernando Cruz did go yesterday, 26 pitches. He might not be available. So again, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm in.
I just bet it, and I'll put it on the screen.
I needed a reason. My wife's making chicken pot pies tonight. Mets on the TV. Let's go, baby. What a good day.
Mets on the small TV. Karen Reed trial on the big TV. All right, let me get it on the screen so everyone can see.
I've never watched Court TV. I should do that.
Oh yeah, after I finished the Karen Reed one, I went into the first 3 days of the Diddy trial. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Mets team total over 3.5. Where is this?
You guys want to hear a funny story really quickly? I had to ground my kid because he put on his Twitter page, hashtag free Diddy and hashtag Galaxy Vapes or something like that. And I'm like, do you understand what free Diddy means? And he's like, nah.
That's a cool hashtag. Like, dude.
Well, I said, now you're about to learn something. And I let him know exactly what he was.
Don't put that in your profile, son. All right, yeah. Mets team total over 3.5. Wind blowing out. I think if the Mets lose, they lose 8-6. So I think we get it. Yeah, I'm gonna move on to NBA. Frank, where can they find your stuff?
Yeah, so you can find my work at Rotoballer, Fantasy Pros, a bunch of other sites, Best Odds. You could see it all on my X bio. The account name is on the screen at Ammirante TFJ. Let's have a winning day, boys. Great coming on the show as usual.
Yep.
Appreciate you, Frank.
Yeah, I have Frank's Twitter tagged to my profile. Someone said there's no cameras in the courtroom for it. It's not. It's a recap. They recap the whole day of like what the testimony said and stuff. It's not like a footage of the trial. Who has that kind of time? Guys, talk to you later.
Yeah.
All right, Game 7. All right. Let's talk Game freaking 7. One sec. All right, Game 7. Here's the good news, guys. I have no idea. I didn't bet it yet. I was just going to kind of talk about it. Let's go over. Here's what we've seen from Denver so far in this series. Here are the 6 games here. We've got a good offensive game in Game 1, and we've got a good offensive game in Game 6, and then 4 shitty offensive games in the middle. So both of their good, I will say, oh, no, that's not true. So we've got good offensive game, then 4 bad offensive games, then another good offensive game. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City offensively this is probably the most surprising part of this series. This Oklahoma City, I mean, look at the Memphis series. Great. Offensive rating right here. Boom. Green, 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 green. Get to Denver. Starts out business as usual here. 3 of the last 4 games, Oklahoma City is struggling to score. I don't know what's going on with that. It kind of reminds me a little bit. You know what it reminds me of is a little bit of the Nuggets Clippers series. Because if you remember in that Nuggets Clippers series, the Clippers came into the playoffs as the hottest offense in basketball. They were first in offensive efficiency in the last 6 weeks entering the playoffs. Offense was red hot against a Nuggets defense that hasn't been good this whole season. And in that series, the Clippers offense was really struggling. So now we have Oklahoma City, who's obviously been an elite offense all year. They're struggling to score against Denver. So I think I made fun of somebody, I forget who it was. I think it was Chris on the show for propping up Denver's defense. I was like, nah, the Clippers just choked. But it's getting to the point. 3 of the last 4 games, Oklahoma City's struggling to score. Are these teams just choking, or is Denver just stepping up and playing some defense? That's really the question. And here's the secondary question to that. If these teams are just choking, you got the Clippers, you got the Thunder, maybe these teams are just choking and kind of having a case of the yips here in the playoffs. Does it stop in Game 7? If they've got the yips, obviously they should continue. So I now think you got to believe in this Nuggets defense. And we did see a pace of 103 in the last game. The 3 games before that were extremely slow paced. So here's what I'm thinking. I think we take an under. I know it's super low. I know that's super low. No one wants to bet an under 213.5. But I think this Denver defense has made me a believer. We're seeing most of this series. 3 of the last 4 games, we've seen slow pace. 3 of the last 4 games, we've seen Oklahoma City struggle to score. I think we go under here. Or I'll have 2 options. And then I'm going to read the comments, and maybe we'll come to something together. We go under, or let me look at the number. Sorry, one sec. Oklahoma City team total under 111.5. Is that right? 111.5. That's what I think we should do. I think I like that one better. OKC team total under 111.5. What's the odds on that? You get a minus 105. I think this is a good bet. And you guys know how I feel about the NBA playoffs when it comes to, like, you're not going to get plus EV bets in these markets. Just place what you think is going to happen. Have some fun. Do some gambling. If you're expecting to go into the NBA playoffs and make a fortune, you're just going to end up disappointed. So I actually don't think this is a bad bet here. Oklahoma City team total under 111.5. 3 of their last 4 games, they've struggled offensively. 3 in the last 4 games, we've seen a slow pace. What do you guys think? I'm going to start reading comments. Someone said Michael Porter Jr. hurt. Michael Porter Jr. not on the injury report. Aaron Gordon is. Aaron Gordon, this is questionable for Game 7. Diagnosed with a grade 2 hamstring strain. So maybe. No, Aaron Gordon. That definitely makes things tough. But the line's been dropping. It's at 9.5. Now it's down to 8, 7.5. Yeah, no. It's 8, 8.5 here for this game. Oh, poll is messed up. Sorry, guys. Been a long morning. So if Aaron Gordon's definitely not going to play, let me check Twitter to see if there's been any updates on that. But he's listed as questionable. Oh, someone's saying, no, that's not a respected account. Yeah, he's not going to play. Why is he listed as questionable? Needs several weeks to recover, but only listed as questionable. That's some bullshit. Shouldn't be listed as questionable then. What do you guys think? What does your model predict without Gordon? I mean, I'll pull it up, but guys, you're not going to beat these. All right. Oklahoma City by 10 without Aaron Gordon. But, I mean, these EPM-based models have been getting beat all playoffs. You saw Cleveland continuing to lay big numbers. You saw Boston continuing to lay big numbers. You saw Oklahoma City continuing to lay big numbers. So these EPM-based models, I mean, they've been getting beat. So take that into, according to the model, you would bet Oklahoma City, and that's probably why we saw the number open up at 9.5, because that's what determines the market. A lot of the sharp sportsman groups bet based off of these EPM based models, but I mean they haven't been right. I have no idea. Gordon is out. Gordon is doubtful. I always check the charting lineup in the team's X account. I mean, usually RotoWire is pretty reliable with it. Thunder may pull away. My mom said she saw you at the Wawa and she yelled at you for smoking a cig. Man, I haven't smoked a cigarette in 9 years. Maybe if it was a decade ago. OKC -8. It's tough to lay 8 points. They haven't covered a single number. Aaron Gordon is an important defensive piece. Let's see what his EPM is. Aaron Gordon, defensive EPM 0.71. According to EPM, he is the third most important defensive piece for the Nuggets. Let's see with the guys that are taking his spot. You might see Saric. Yeah, Aaron Gordon's the third most important defensive piece analytically. Nuggets money line. This shit's a trap. Oklahoma City's been bread and butter at money all season long. At home. At home, if you've been betting Oklahoma City, loss. You're 0-3 against the spread in this series. Books want you to bet Oklahoma City. The books don't want. They don't care who you bet. That rhetoric is insane. The books don't care who you bet, dude. Who was Gordon guarding? That's a good question. Let's get Oklahoma. Just go under, I guess. I would like to know. Let me see Gordon's pace. Is he involved in pushing the pace for these games? Full season, Gordon is a 98.15 pace last 10 games. So no, Gordon is so. Maybe it's not the under without Gordon. Gordon seems to be one of the slower paced players. Without Gordon, it might even speed up. Watson, Strother, all faster paced than Gordon. So screw it. I have no idea. I'm literally spitballing here. I don't know. I don't really. I want to bet the game. I don't. All right, can't replace his defense. Oklahoma City by 3. I doubt there would be any legitimate math that supports buying 3 points. The under, in my opinion, is the best bet. Yeah, I mean, Hairston, that's what I had up as well, and that's what I was thinking. But Aaron Gordon is an important defensive piece, and according to the analytics, he slows the game down. So does the game speed up without him? He's been guarding Williams. Holloway, Johnny Holloway in the comments. Yeah, someone was talking about that on the show. I think it was Chris B. Kappen, or maybe it was Josh Lander, was talking about how Jalen Williams was really struggling because Gordon was guarding him. So I think Johnny Holloway in the comment is right on that. I think he has been guarding Jalen Williams. Where did you learn most of your gambling knowledge, Kyle? Do you have a teacher? I don't know. Do I have a ton of gambling knowledge? No, the YouTube channel started taking off, and I was not the type of person to be like, oh, everyone's following me, that makes me some kind of expert. I looked at it as almost like a responsibility because people were following me before I had any idea what I was doing. So I looked at it as a responsibility. Like, shit, if people are going to be following my advice, like, I better learn as much as I can. And like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing if I was giving bad people bad advice. Like, so people started following my channel, and then I took that as like, oh shit, I better learn as much as I can. And I read everything there is to know about advantage gambling. So I took it as like a burden. Like, I better give these people, like, I better be steering these people in the right direction. So they won by 43 game 2 at home. That's not what I have here. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. This one's blank. You're right. I'm sorry. This one's blank on my spreadsheet. So you're right. They did win this one at home. First, why is this blank on my spreadsheet? Oh, I know why. Because I typed these in. And you can see the NBA spreadsheets are ready for the offseason. I've done so many manual manipulations to these sheets over the freaking last few months. The spreadsheets, when the season starts, they're pristine. And then throughout the season, I add things to it. And then when the programmer looks at it for next season, he's like, what the hell did you do? That's usually how it goes. How do you feel about homers today? Is the weather good? I mean, you could always just look at something like this. This is what I use. Ballpark Pal. Here's the wind here. The number of lines is how strong the wind is. This is run index over here to the right. So home run percentage. The problem is everybody uses this site. So like, if this says plus 31% home run percentage at Great American, they're going to be cooked into the price. So you're not going to find an advantage looking at these. It's good information to know, but it's not. You're not really going to find an advantage on a home run prop because everyone's looking at that. Kyle, did you start with pick dogs? No, I never worked with pick dogs. Yeah. Well, Mitch reached out when I first started the channel, and we spoke. I never worked with them, just like guest appearances and stuff. I'm not good with, like, I don't play well with others. Like, I need to be in charge. I'm just the kind of person. Like, I knew when I got clean, I guess that was like 9 years ago now, I knew the life I needed was I needed to own my own house and business because I can't do landlords or like I knew that's what I needed because I don't function well if someone's telling me what to do. I can't do it. So OKC team total, I have no idea. I really don't know. I'll bet something. How about fuck it. No one wants to bet Oklahoma City. Want to just bet Oklahoma City? Have some fun. Are they gonna choke, you think? Caesars, you can get a -8, a flat -8, -110. Is the CL video? Yeah. So the reason, okay, so the CLV video is at the end of yesterday's show. If you want to watch that, the reason I'm not uploading it separately is I'm doing a whole long educational episode later in the summer with Rob Pizzola, and we're going through. It's going to be like an hour and a half long, and we're going to go through CLV like in detail on it. So rather than upload like a half-assed one, I just made a little thing. So if you want to watch that, it's at the end of yesterday's stream. But the one later in the summer, we're going through like strategically how to beat the market on NFL and what you should and shouldn't be doing. And it's going to be like fully edited. It's going to be something I use for years. This was very, like, I threw that together in a couple hours just to answer a few questions, the one yesterday. So that's kind of like a temporary CLV explanation, how I see it, if you want to go watch. I'm betting Oklahoma City. Screw it. Let's gamble. It's Sunday, right? I had a great week. Let's freaking gamble. I'm taking Oklahoma City -8. No. Want to be very clear. I don't feel I have an advantage. I don't feel like this is a profitable bet. It's the NBA playoffs. It's Game 7. I'm gambling here. Oklahoma City -8. Just gambling. Do a Q&A live show. What do you guys want to know? I'm live right now. What do you guys want to know? Q&A. I don't really do that because I don't think I'm a very interesting person. But what would you like to know? All right, I'm in. Oklahoma City -8. I took it. Good educational video, the CLV. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. And it's I phrased it as CLV as I see it because I think it's not so much if you know what CLV is. It's more like if you view it through the lens I do. And I feel like if you view it through that lens, you'll have a stronger understanding of how these markets work. What does the model say about first quarter and first half? I don't have a model set up to do first quarter and first half. Why do you take Brewers? I mean, I bet him yesterday. Dude, when a team's losing like that, if you bet them twice over the course of a month, people will be like, he always takes the Brewers. When in reality, I mean, I could pull up my bets right now. Here, I can pull up my bets right now. Like, I'm not taking the Brewers as much as you think. So let's see. Oh, where are the Brewers from yesterday? Oh, looks like Scoop didn't add yesterday's. Oh, Scoop's 3 days behind on the results. So, but here's the 15th and back. Yeah, you could see. Where's the Brewers? I didn't even bet the Brewers in here. Yeah. So I bet the Brewers yesterday. Sean Murrow, this 12-minute CLV video was good. Yeah. Kyle, have a little more confidence in your personality. It's not that I'm not confident in my personality. I'm not interested in, like, I like the sports. I don't really like, I'm pretty boring life other than that. A's first 5 money line, favorite bet of the day. Are you ever going to do WNBA? I mean, they'll have a guest on to do it. But I have a kind of a full plate. I mean, I'm already here, man. I'll show you. There's a lot of work that goes into this. Like, this takes months to prepare for. Like, I'm already in college football prep mode. So, like, I can't. There's not much time. I don't have time to put much more on my plate. Who is the public on for the game? Denver. But, like, that shouldn't matter. Who the public on is should not influence your bet. There's no influence on the market at all. It's irrelevant information. College football not too far away. I mean, yeah, we still got 4 months, but dude, 136 FBS teams and trying to track the transfer portal and the returning production, it's a lot of work. And every single year I start in like June, and every single year I feel like I'm behind. So I started early this year. Yeah, it's a lot of work getting prepared for that. You liked when I had the UFC stuff on? Yeah, I mean, me too. It's something I definitely want to implement. It's tough. What do you do when you're in a massive cold streak? I mean, whether I'm on a cold streak or a hot streak, it wouldn't matter. I'm looking to see how my bets are doing in relation to the market. So I wouldn't care if I'm in a cold streak or hot streak. Obviously, there are people tailing my bets, so I have to like do the old. Sorry, guys, having a rough week. But in reality, like behind the scenes, if my bets are still fine in relation to the market, I don't personally care. Some people aren't like ready for that though. Yeah, like if someone lost money following your bets, you can't be like, "Oh, we're fine." You know, like you gotta at least express some sympathy. So, yeah. But as long as my bets are fine, if I'm on a cold streak and I'm getting smoked by the market, then I would definitely try to do some operating and figure out what the hell is going on. Kyle's lying about his gambling knowledge. When you grow up in New Jersey in a mob family, 12 smoking cigars. I did not grow up in a mob family. I did grow up in New Jersey, and I do think betting is prevalent here. But as far as gambling knowledge, there's a difference between being someone who gambles and then someone who takes it really seriously. Where did you bet the Cleveland Guardians? The double result. Looks like I did on FanDuel. Do you sport bet full time? I don't bet for a living. You're watching me at work right now. I would describe myself as a media company owner. I started my own company, a media company. Like from the viewership and the website, that's where majority of my income comes from. How many fitted hats do you own? I have no idea. A lot. Every once in a while, I just go digging through the closet and I'll find like 7 more that I completely forgot I had. I've been to New Jersey once. I like it. Yeah, me too, man. It's nice here. Take Caitlin Clark double every game this season. Man, if it hits 3 times in a row, the market's going to be on it. All right. Is Beaver doing all right? Yeah, Beaver will be at the Yankee game Thursday. For those of you that are coming, see you all in the parking lot. Prop Beaver will be there. So for those of you who don't know, May 22nd, me and Toast and Scoop and Prop Beaver will be at the Yankee game. It's a Thursday afternoon game. 12:35 p.m. Eastern time start. But after the game, we'll be in the parking lot throwing bags, cornhole, have a TV set up, watching the Phillies Rockies game and shit. So if anyone wants to stop by, say what's up. How to decide who comes on the show? I don't know, just people I think do a good job. Usually I set the guests up for the year, so I'm not really actively looking for people. Like right now, I'm setting up guests for college football. So by the time you're seeing the guests, like it was set up months prior. So it's not like I'm talking about basketball and I'm looking for basketball guests. If you see me with basketball guests on, it's over already. It's already set up. I'm looking for guests for the next season. You can't pay rent betting sports, almost impossible. Don't get carried away with it. That's not exactly true. You can. I am not really interested in that, but people scale their operation. I know some people that have these partnerships. They have access to like 30, 40, 50 DraftKings accounts, and they get down a lot of money across. It's a lifestyle. It's not for everyone. It's not for me either. But it is possible. It's extremely rare, and it's often an extremely exaggerated lifestyle. It's definitely a lot more volatile and stressful than they make it out to be, but it is possible. There are people that do it. What about NHL guests for next season? If you can get me a good NHL guest, man, I've looked. It's tough. There's a couple guys out there that I like, but they're busy during the time. So like, man, I don't have like. Also, if I wanted to pay an NHL guest and get a good one, I got to come out of pocket. And how much money is an NHL guest going to bring me in? Like how many more viewers is that going to get me? It would be a serious investment because I would have to pay for it for the year, line it all up, and then it's like, is he even going to make any money? I don't know how many viewers. Like I'm pretty sure my viewership would be similar. They would just also get hockey. I was on the fence about it, but if you have good NHL guests, send them to me in a DM. get Ian Babano. I like Ian. I've had him on before. He does a show around the same time, though. It doesn't work out with the time. But I've talked to Ian before. He's been on here before. All right. It's 12:30. I'm going to roll. Everyone enjoy their day. Hit me up in the Discord if you need me. Yeah, bet responsibly and all that. I did bet this Oklahoma City -8 is doing some gambling. Thanks, everyone, for watching. See you all at midnight. Later.